Ray, Paul here. You and I were just texting a second ago. I was telling you that I'm finishing off your second fork leg, and I've got some really unfortunate news on both of your legs. This one is prominently much worse than the other one. I'm zooming in real close here to show you on your fork leg these little black dots. And just to give you scale for size, how big these little dots are. Here's a Canadian dime, and this should give you some sort of point of reference as to how big these little scratches, and that's exactly what they are. These are tiny little scratches that are in your fork, and you probably bought this bike like this. I'm just going to pull back here. This is this is the inside of your fork. Okay, so when this fork is on your bike, you're looking at it from over here, right? If you stand back and look at the side of the bike, you're looking at it from here. The only way that you'd be able to see this side of the fork is if you took it off, of course, or you got a mirror, got down on bent knee with a flashlight and shine it at the back side of this fork leg so that you could see what's happening on this side. Now, I'm going to flip the fork over to the other side and zoom right in, and you'll see that this side is really nice. And just as indication, you can see you've got your purple fasteners. This is where the fender would be where my hand is right now. Actually, I guess it would be technically in this shape. But these are the purple screws that you have that holds your front fender on. And when you look at this side of the fork, it's nice and pretty. But when you go to the back side of the fork, you can see where the scratches have obviously been, well, rotated enough to hide the damages. Now, what these teeny tiny little scratches will do to your fork seals, which are new, is make them leak. They will leak prematurely, and there's really no real fix to this. I will probably use a very, very, very fine sandpaper to smooth this over a little bit more. There are no real nicks or hard spots on this, but there is definitely enough damage here to this fork leg that I would strongly recommend either replace the fork legs entirely. This is an effort to get away from leaky fork seals prematurely, or get another bike with fork legs that have no pits in them like this one. That's really it, my friend. I will do my best to smooth this down, but you're kind of... Now, in addition to this pitting on the fork, I just need to pull this back a little bit and get you to here. Try to zoom in on this part. Okay, I'll use a flashlight. Hold on one second. Okay. All right, so I'll use this as a pointer. This is where the front wheel axle is. We're at the very, very bottom of your fork. And you would never visibly see this bolt without removing the front wheel. Sorry, the front fender. Well, I guess you could leave the fender in there. Anyway, you'd never see this bolt if the axle was in the way. You have to remove it to see it. This bolt connects to the internal assembly of your entire fork as the internals are compressed and released. This is connected to something called the dampening assembly. This bolt should come out in the process of doing fork seals so that I can examine the dampening assembly, check it for anything that may be awry, wrong, or broken. But the bottom line is, like the other fork leg, this bolt will not come out. So I had to work around this. You essentially have problem forks. That's all there is to it. The seller probably knew that about this particular bike. You've got a buggered dampening rod assembly bolt at the bottom of the fork, also known as a drain bolt, but that's not really a proper name for it. And of course, you've got some scratches here on the fork. Yeah, I need you to know that the bolt on this one will not come out, and the bolt on the other one will not come out. I'm sorry, but there's the truth.